Hey, welcome back. This is Go Ask Sawyer. This is Jamie, your host, and I have 5 queens with me today that I have the honor of teaching, and I just thought I would like to hear their voice. On this podcast, I believe it's really important to share stories and to share lessons, and I really wanted to know from a teenage mind what's important to them, what is going on in their life, because I know it's not just school always. So I'm going to go around and have them each introduce themselves and just maybe one thing about them so we get to know who they are. I'll start right over here on my right.
Okay. Hi, I am Saya Too Holy. Uh, a favorite quote that I like is, "I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me." Philippians 4:13, and yeah.
Hi, my name is Jazara Williams, and my favorite song is "Rolling in the Deep" by Adele.
My name is Alaina, and my favorite song is "I See You" by Coco.
Hi, my name is Lauren, but you call me Lolo or Simone. And my favorite thing is, I know the plans I have for you, said the Lord, prosper you and not harm you, give you hope for the future. That's my favorite quote.
My name is Trin Too Humble. And one of my favorite things will probably be for me reading the Bible. A song that I really like is Promises by Maverick City.
So as you can see, we're at school and there's just so much going on constantly, always. Only because we're trying to do something. And I feel like, isn't that the way things work in the world? Like as soon as you sit down to try to do something, your phone rings, your social media notification dings, your mom needs you, your dad needs you, your little sister is just like in your face. So speaking of that, what is something, and I'm going to have you guys talk for a moment, what is something that bothers you throughout your life? Like, what is something that gets in the way that bothers you? Go ahead.
Bothered me, I would say like responsibility. My brother is older than me, but he don't have no responsibilities, and I would say I would say that the amount of responsibility that I have bothers me because I don't get to live out my childhood the way that I want to. I don't get to live out my childhood the way that I want to, and I feel like too much pressure is being put on me to only be 14.
Yeah, I have to agree. I feel like for me, it's accountability. Like when I'm like with, I feel like some of my friends, when I was with some of my friends one day, I feel like they could have been more accountable and hold themselves accountable for their actions because they had ended up getting in trouble and lots of trouble. But I still feel like they was blaming it on the facts and not like taking accountability for what they had done or what like persuaded that person to act out on them.
For me, I agree with both of y'all, because like with me, that sort of is a part of like trauma for me, like having to grow up fast and mature fast, because I had a little sister, so I had to adapt to her being around, so it was a major change for me. And yeah, I was kind of sort of forced to grow up faster and sort of mature faster, and that's why I'm so mature now.
Okay. Anyone else want to add? Go ahead.
I say mental health and failure because like with mental health, it gets like I never really when I was little, I went through a lot, but like I never really knew anything about mental health until I got way older. I'm gonna say my 6th grade year, and that's when like it all kind of like hit me and like threw me for the bus. And so, and I was always mature as a younger person. So when I got in 6th grade, I got way more mature, like way more problems started to happen. Just like everything started to kind of get fun for me. And then failure, like if I fail at something, I'm done. Like I just in it. It is what it is. I failed it. I'm not doing it again. So failure kind of like stopped me from like doing anything because I'm like, okay, if I fail this, I'm not gonna get it. So mental health and failure is like a big, like, okay, you don't got it.
So let's think about failure for a second, because the lady sitting in front of me, I feel like failure is something that weighs on us. Mm-hmm. Do you feel like failure stops you in school from shining your brightest, making new friends, trying new things? Or do you feel like you're able to push past that?
I feel like it depends on like also the person, because I feel like sometimes failure, it can make you feel like ashamed of yourself to the point where you don't want to be vulnerable to other people to make new friends, or vulnerable even to your teachers to like say, I don't get this. Can you help me? Because I know like sometimes even with me or even in classroom, like I'll sit there and not get it, but I let myself fail instead of actually trying to better myself. But I also feel like for some people, failure it goes beyond school. Like it goes beyond friends. Like sometimes failure is how you feel about yourself or what you basically done. It's like analyzing yourself and not feeling like you failed yourself or feeling like you failed like your parents or something like that.
I agree. I feel like failure for me goes beyond school. I feel like in general, I feel like if I fail at something, I like can't do anything. Like one failure is more than just failing at that one thing. It makes me feel like that I failed a lot of things as a whole. So like in school, if I fail, me being scared of fail makes me not want to like raise my hand in class or stuff like that. But outside of school, failure makes me feel like I can't accomplish my dream because I feel I can't even do this. I can't do that right either. So I feel like failure halts me from doing what I actually want to do because I'm scared. If I can't do something so simple, what makes me think I can do something bigger than it?
If I can interject, and I would love for someone else to speak on this, but me as an adult in my 40s, failure feels like a huge roadblock. And I'm talking to girls who are 13, 14 years old, and it sounds like failure is something else that blocks you at times. So it's interesting that like we all have that in common. And if only we could realize like we are all scared of failure, like deep down inside, we're all scared. But I bet we look at each other sometimes like, wow, I wish I could do what they're doing. Or wow, I can't believe they accomplished that. But to know we're kind of like all the same, it makes me feel a little bit better. Like if they're scared and I'm scared, then we're both scared together. So why not try? Or what's the worst that could happen? Does anyone else have a thing with failure?
Yeah, I feel like failure for me is very like big because when I feel something, I don't want to do it anymore. I want to give up. I want to cry. I want to be left alone, and I don't want to try out for anything new. And I know that doing something new can lead to, maybe you are successful in this. And so for me, failure, like Alaina, Lauren and Jazara said, okay, they said that failure is a big thing, and I agree with them because failure turns into doubt, and like a lot of times when you doubt yourself, you won't accomplish a lot. So for me, failure is a big thing too.
For me, failure excuse me. For me, failure is a big thing, especially when it comes to like my family, because I'm the only girl and I'm the youngest, so my family feels like, oh, she shouldn't fail because she has this and that. So like failure in me is kind of different because my family feel like I shouldn't fail at certain things. They feel like, oh, she should be the best because she's the smartest, she's the youngest, and she know everything. She didn't have it at this, but like not knowing that them having them feelings comes on me and makes me have failure because they feel like if I fail at something, oh, but you're smarter than that. Like you can do better than that. It's like, okay, I understand that, but like you can't just like not fail anything. So like when I feel something, it's like I have that regret. Like, oh my god, I felt this. I have to tell my family I felt this, and like what I'm gonna do because they feel like I shouldn't feel anything. So failure for me is like, okay, how can I say? It's like I fail in school, and it's like a whole different failure in school than out of school. Like failure in school is like, okay, you felt that, but you can do better. But failure like out of school when it comes to my family is like, no, that's not good. That's bad. You should never did that. That's a whole different, like, different level of failure.
And I want to add to that. I also feel like failure can be a good thing sometimes because, especially for people that's like too braggy, like sometimes you need to fail to humble yourself or like even with running track, I feel like this year I was gonna be the best. I was gonna win all my races, and then my 80 meters, I was like, "Ooh, that's not my strong suit." But also like it also helps you to better yourself because you find out what your strong suits are, what they're not. I learned that 80-meter hurdles, I'm not that good, but I noticed that in my 200 low hurdles, that's something that I dominate. That's something that I really succeed in. Like I broke the record for that and everything. So it's just like failure is a good thing because sometimes you need to humble yourself, and sometimes you need to figure out that you wasting your time on something that's unnecessary. So I feel like it's a good and a bad thing. It's just got to be on the lights you put it at. And also with racing, like even if you fail, look at how much better you did. Like, even when I lost my races, I was looking to see if I beat my personal record. Like, you gotta look at failure as a good thing also, because if you look at it as a bad thing, it's gonna like prevent you from doing a bunch of things. But if you look at it as a good thing, you be like, okay, I might feel this, but at the end of the day, I tried my best. At the end of the day, I've done better than what I did before. At the end of the day, I'm better in myself, and I'm becoming a better person than I was yesterday.
I really like that you said failure can also lead you to a different path. Like, this is what I thought I wanted, and we're going to use the word failure in quotes, because I mean, if you try anything, technically in my head, you haven't failed. Like, you only fail when you don't try, but you just didn't do what you wanted. And all of a sudden it's like, wait, I'm actually stronger in this area. And this is what I thought. So I love that we see failure or mistakes or like trying again as finding a new path. I would like to ask you ladies as well 2 questions, and you can start with whichever one you want. One, how does social media play any kind of role in your life, whether it connects to failure, whether it connects to how you see yourself? And I also want to know, what do you think adults need to know about 13 and 14-year-old women?
I'll start with the adults.
We can start with that question.
I'll start with the adults.
Okay.
I feel like it kind of go with Lauren and Jazara said about failure, how to be like, oh, you don't fail because you have this. But I feel like they need to understand that even though we're so young, the times are different now. And I feel like they put a lot of pressure on us just because of the new generation and like stuff that they didn't get, we have. And they feel like that makes us privileged, when at the end of the day, we still go through things that y'all went through as well. Like, they feel like a lot of adults nowadays think that mental health, we shouldn't be stressed out or anything. But it's like, just because of the times that we're in, it's not our fault that we was born when we was.
No.
That's your fault.
Yeah, that would seem to be your fault.
So it's like, it's not our fault that we grew up in the society that we grew up in, but I don't feel like that makes us any more privileged than you, because we still have the same problems. Like, yes, I may have this and this, but I still have my problems as a person.
Yeah.
And I feel like they should just not see us as an age and see us as actual people, and not as a kid, see us as actual people. The problems that you have, I could still be going through, you know? So I just feel like they should treat us as people and not as kids.
Okay. I completely agree with you, because like I feel like a lot of adults often see kids just like as like, oh, they don't have feelings or anything like that. Like, say for example, like your child is crying and crying and crying, and you just like, you so irritated about it, and so you just like yelling at them and all that type of stuff. Like, you have to realize children have feelings too. Like, it's not just you. Like, kids can go through stuff too. Kids have mental health. Kids have physical problems, mental problems. Like, it's not just adults who go through things. And with kids, it's like they have such innocent minds, so they can't comprehend on what they're going through or what's going on. So adults need to be a lot more understanding that they also go through things. So I feel like it's best you sit down and you talk to your child about what's going on.
Going off what Trin and Alaina has said, yes, I feel like when Trinity is talking about the mental health thing for children, I feel like, yes, like more parents should be like understanding, because like, you may think like your child, like, oh, if you don't pay bills and you shouldn't feel like this, or if you're not working like me, you shouldn't feel like this. And it's like, well, not exactly, because, you know, I still live in a society too where I go through things myself, and I don't have to, like, sometimes I might not tell you it all, but it still doesn't mean I don't go through it as a 14 and 13-year-old. And then like for women, I feel like with the parents understanding us 13 and 14-year-olds, I feel like they should like some parents, like they be like, oh, like you trying to act too grown, or you wear this, you put this on, you trying to act too grown, or you could really just be having the time of your life and not trying to be like too exaggerate with stuff or too extra with anything, and they could put that like that extra, you doing too much image on you, and that can really like ruin like how you feel about yourself, how you see yourself,
self-esteem.
Yes,
yeah, self-esteem. Okay.
So I don't to what Nasai said about like how women view 13, 14-year-olds. I feel like nowadays, like most women view like 13 and 14-year-olds to be fast and grown just because they want the experience of having a boyfriend and dating and doing everything. And also another thing, when it comes to sexuality of 13 and 14-year-olds, especially women's, because I mostly like when I hear people about saying it, it usually be the women's. They be like, "Oh, a kid that's 13 or 14 shouldn't be gay or this or that because they doesn't know." When like truly, that's not the thing. Like if they feel deep down that they don't want to date their opposite sex and they want to date the same, then they should be able to do that. So that is another big thing. The way people, women, and view other like little girls is like, why you should read me like that? Like I'm just trying to like quote like, well, how can I say, like adapt to the world, because the world is totally different now. So us trying to also fit into the world and see how everything goes now, it's just a lot of changing when it comes to being a girl. And being a girl and being a boy is two different things. Being a girl is already hard because you got people viewing you like this and people viewing you like that. Being a boy is like, it's like, okay, whatever. And I feel like that's another thing. Like women view girls' relationship as like, oh, that's nasty, this, that. But boys like, okay, that's fine. He has a girlfriend. You know, it's just like totally different when it comes to boy and a girl, and a woman viewing a girl, because like I'm a little girl, so why are you viewing me like that as a grown woman when you kind of went through the same thing as I went through?
I agree.
Yeah, that's interesting. Go
Can I
ahead.
add on to that?
Yeah.
I like to add on what you said, because I feel like a lot of women, like, or sometimes like I'll see people talk about like their relationship with their moms and stuff like that. Sometimes like their mom will like say they're like grown and stuff like that, as like they have competition with their own daughters and stuff like that. And then like not only that, they'll say like, oh, I'm trying to protect you, oh, I'm trying to protect you. Not every single time like you're trying to protect me. Sometimes you're sexualizing me. And it's just like, I'm a little girl, I'm not always gonna think like how you thinking. Like you're a grown woman. Now I completely understand if you're trying to protect your child or something, but it's not always protecting. And you just gotta know the difference between protecting and sexualizing. Because if you see your child and view your child body or something like that in a certain type of way, and you feel like people gonna look at your child like this, people gonna look at your child like that, that's your problem.
I agree
That
with
is
you.
your problem.
I feel like a lot of parents. Oh, sorry. I feel like a lot of parents, they go through things like maybe somebody sexualized them as a kid and said, "You been this, you been that." So they put their personal experiences on that kid. I feel like a lot of parents should be like, just because you experience something doesn't mean your child is going to experience the same thing. And they say, we're protecting you from mistakes. Sometimes people need to make mistakes to learn. And I feel like a lot of parents don't know that. You may think that you're protecting your kid, but by shielding them and protecting them, you pushing them away even further, because you won't let them experience life how they want to. Yes, maybe their life may go a little bit similar, but me, I'm the type of person to be like, I don't believe something until I see it. Sometimes a kid needs to see their failure, see their mistake, to learn from it and then change. Because if you say that's wrong, they're not gonna believe you until they do it wrong themselves. So I feel like people need to let their kids experience life the way they want to, whether that is making a mistake or having a regret. They'll learn from it and they'll make their life their own way.
Yeah, like going on what she said.
To touch on that, it's kind of like, as women, especially what Trinity said, like with protection, as women, I feel like it's scientifically shown that we mature easily and we mature faster. And at this age, I feel like we're more mature, and as a parent, you can say, okay, I feel you're more mature, but you're at this age. But it's kind of like, if you're holding me back to my age and not my maturity level, it's gonna make me want to go experience it myself. I want to be able to say, hey, mom, dad, I want to talk to you about this, and to be able to be like, okay, I can get that you have, like, I don't want you doing that or this or that, but it's also like, hey, like, it is what it is, because at the end of the day, I'm gonna do it whether you approve of it or not, because the way I am is like, you the way I am is like, I want to figure it out. Right. So whether you are going to be a guiding hand and I'm gonna have God along with me, or I'm just gonna ride with God and just God only, like, it's just like, even if it's not godly, I'm gonna still like lean on God, hopefully that He could turn me back. But it's just like, if you keep me at this age where it's like you're 13 and 14, but my mind is at 16 and 17, like, you can't like just keep me here, because if you keeping me here, I'm gonna go there myself. Like, it's to the point where it's so stressful. And also, like, as a girl, I know they be like, well, some girls have privileges, boys have privileges, but also, like, even with boys now, like, they be like, when I have kids, my daughter can't do this, but my dad can go do, my son can go do this. And it's like, wait, hold on. What if your son younger than your daughter and you talking about some, oh, she can't do this. She, first off, she grown at this point because we're like, it's just like so much that you, and we can't, like, we're so limited because of our gender, especially with like, even nowadays, you talk to 3 boys at a time. Oh, you would, an X word, this, that. This boy could be going around messing with 10 other girls in a relationship, and the boys dapping them up, and the girls dapping them up like, oh yeah, you did that, you play. But if I do it, it's a whole different story. I can't do it like you can do it, and it's also like that also weighs on our minds, and that also has something to do with mental health, because in this society, girls can't do what boys can do. But it's like at the same time, we the same person. Why can't I go out and do the same thing you doing without being called other things that you would get praised for?
The double standard.
Yep. So I want to ask one question. We had a new voice join our group here. Do you think, because I am the kind of parent that I don't want you to do, I have 2 boys. I don't want them to do a lot of things, but I will talk to them about everything. Do you think if parents were willing to sit with their kids and really have those conversations, do you think, because I feel like when parents have those conversations, they think that I'm telling you it's okay to do it. But I'd rather talk about it, because I don't want you to go on TikTok or your friends or the internet. I would rather have that conversation, even if I'm uncomfortable, because I didn't get those conversations when I was younger. Do you think that would also build trust between you and your parent or adults or whoever you go to?
That it will, mainly because I also feel like it wouldn't work for a lot of parents though, because a lot of people are just not like blessed with the ability to understand or be empathetic. So I feel like the conversation wouldn't even work for a lot of parents. But I feel like if a lot of parents could be understanding and just talk about it instead of just saying, we'll just do this because I told you so. I don't think that works, because what is just saying I told you so going to do? Like, they want an explanation. They want to know why. And I also feel like adults should understand why is not a disrespectful question. Because I feel like, why? Oh, I told you so. So is that an answer? Like, I don't get it.
I just want to know.
So, like, I feel like they should also understand that when we say why, it's not coming from a place of disrespect. It's coming from, like, an actual question. Why? And I feel like if people do choose to have a conversation with their kid, they should also look at it from both sides and not just their own viewpoint. Because if you do that, the conversation is never going to work.
Yes. To go on what Alaina said about the conversation, asking why. Yes, the comfortable conversations. I feel like many parents are also still have a religion that they look up to, which is why certain conversations aren't gonna be understanding and aren't gonna be comfortable for the children and parents, because the parents want them to always like view their side. And it's like Alaina said, when you ask why, how will we know how to view like you? How will we know how to see things like you in this world? So
I didn't know if our new voice wanted to add. Did you want to add, and then you go ahead?
About the why thing, me personally, I'm a curious person, so I'm want to understand like what you're talking about, because I'm not very an empathetic person. So when I want to understand another person's side, like that why is gonna come out, and most parents see that as disrespect and don't want to tell you like what you said. Because I said so.
Because I said so.
Especially in a black household. Oh my goodness. And I feel like that's even worse.
Yeah. Like that really loves me. I just want to understand. Like,
it's okay. We're just gonna keep talking. Everything's ringing. Go ahead.
If I ask you a question and you tell me no, and I'm like, well,
why?
Yeah.
I don't. Why? I need to understand it. Like, you say I can't go to the movies.
Why? What's the why?
And like she say, oh, because you ain't do the dishes. Well, let me do that. If I do that, can I go?
Right.
But my mom
still be no.
Still no.
Still be no.
Should have did them already.
You know, I like to understand why.
I feel like that will also help parents like a lot better on like trying to get a perspective on like what their kids think, because kids are very curious, so they're gonna get into a lot of things. And so when they ask you why, you have to explain why this, why that, because otherwise they're going to sneak behind your back and they're going to do it anyways to get their own experience from it. So you need to explain why to your kids. Explain the why to your kids.
To touch base on that, especially with uncomfortable conversations, I feel like sometimes as a parent, not to be disrespectful, but I just need you to shut up and listen. Like, just be. I'm sorry, but I'm
No,
sorry,
my youngest son always says, "Mom, just please don't say anything, just listen."
I have to
So
say it like
heard
that.
because and what parents don't understand is that they be like, I be trying to protect you from the world, but it's like when I'm 18, you can't do that.
Yes.
You can't come to my college or my house and be like, I'm just trying to protect you. You can't do that. So you gotta just let us go. And I get that you're young, but at the same time, like, can you like let me go? And also with that, it's like when I try to talk to you and you don't shut up and listen, you start putting how you feel on my feelings, and you're invalidating my feelings. And now I'm irritated because I didn't ask you to talk on how I feel. I wanted you to listen and say, okay, I see how you feel. This is how I feel, but I'm gonna listen to how you're feeling and not perfect, but like try to scope my parenting on how you are.
Yeah.
Because a lot of times, like, I say, hey, this is how I'm feeling, whatever, and they'll be like, but I'm just trying. No, don't just try. Just shush and let me say how I feel. Because at the end of the day, I'm gonna continue to feel it whether you protecting me or not. And at the end of the day, I'm gonna find it out somewhere else. If it ain't from you, it's gonna be from somewhere else. And I'd rather it be from you because you have been here before. You've been through this stuff. Yes, it's a different time, but it's also the same events reoccurring. So it's like with comfortable conversations, sometimes you just need to have them with your children, because if you don't have them, they gonna find it somewhere else. And now your kid would want to come talk to you about how they feel with other people or how they feel with like even having relationships. And you did that, so now they done ran off with they significant other. It's just like yes, is like overdoing it, but it's also like a realistic thing, because some people do that now. Some people, it's so many kids running away, and I feel like the parents don't understand that sometimes you the problem. Right. It can't always be me. Right. And it's not always, and not every time you try to parent, and every time you try to parent is the right way to parent me. Maybe it was the right way to parent you, but I'm not you. Right. I'm a whole different person. So
going off what Jazara has said, she has said something about or like the uncomfortable sessions, uncomfortable
conversations.
Be quiet. So you had said something about not being able to talk. Like you'll either walk away, be quiet, or she said she'll either walk away, and that's what causes the runaway. That's what causes the I don't want to talk to you anymore. That shut off my life, or I don't have a parent in my life. Really, I don't have a parent in my life. Really, that's what causes the shut off. That's what causes the depression. That's what causes I feel like I don't have anyone to talk to. Like whether you do have friends or not, like even with your friends, you feel like you still can't talk to them about some things. So like what Lauren was saying about when you don't have these uncomfortable conversations.
It's a tough word. Uncomfortable conversations.
Uncomfortable conversations.
You got it.
Whether you like it or whether the kids want to have it with you, I feel like you should still answer the why.
So any adult or parent, I have one hand up in front of me that is listening. It sounds like my friends are saying they don't feel heard. And just trust me enough to listen. We can have the extra conversation after, but trust me enough to just listen to all the things. Okay, so that's what I'm hearing. Go ahead, friend.
I definitely should communicating with one another, like your parents, your friends. Like I think that's gonna give you more answers and more explanations. Like if you don't have communication in a relationship,
and that's friendship, that's romantic, that's parental, even as a teacher, I feel like sometimes students, if they don't feel heard, they're not going to trust me as a teacher. They don't want to learn from me. They're not going to talk to me if they're having a bad day. So any kind of relationship. I saw some hands over here.
And to add on, I forgot. I totally forgot. To add on, also, if like let me just say this. With telling like if I tell my parents something or something, don't always try to fix it. Like I just want to talk to you.
Right.
I don't need you to fix.
So
like,
don't fix it.
Yeah, no, it's not
Let
like
me
I'm
fix
not
it on my
saying
own.
don't fix it. Like I must speak for me. I'm speaking for myself. So basically, like if I'm talking to my mom, she's always trying to fix it. It's like no, because having to talk with her, she better be thankful because I really don't talk to her like that. But when I do, I do. So she always try to fix it. That's the reason why I don't really like have a conversation with her because she always want to fix something. It's not like I don't need you to fix it, even though I understand why she wants to fix it. But like I don't always need you to fix it.
Let me be.
Let me just tell you like, hey,
Mm-hmm.
this, that, like I tell about my friendship or something like anything and just listen. Don't always try to fix it and like try to be like, oh well maybe this and maybe that. Just like sit there
Life lessons.
and her advice is like it's always a lifeless like all right, I don't want to hear it right now. Because it's like every day. You can ask for nails. It's like every day. It doesn't stop. So it's not necessary in the car. It's just annoying. So just listen. Yeah, you can't sit on the mother in the car. If you get in my car, don't even say anything because she's going to give you like listen.
Okay. Yeah, I feel like it's a just listen type of thing. And don't talk. Don't talk. Maybe breathe a little bit, but only if you don't huff. But
But like, don't huff like,
That
you know
get on my nerves.
exaggerate. Yeah.
because you know what the parents think, right? Like the sigh
They're
is
like,
telling
here we go
me,
again. Okay, then I won't say nothing at all.
Okay.
Yeah.
We don't even have to talk.
I don't even have a conversation. I just walk away.
Like even
In my head.
even to add on to like when they say about communication, the problems with communication, the problems with separation anxiety, the problems with attachments, it comes from your parents. Because I know like certain people that if their parents never would have did this certain thing, I would never be like this. Like with me, during my parents' divorce, I feel like I wasn't heard. So now as a person, like if you don't hear me, don't speak to me. Like I have to be heard for you to be able to even connect with me. If you can't let me be heard, then that's it. But that's the thing. It came from my parents. And communication, like if you can't communicate with me, I'm gonna have a problem communicating with others. Like I know a lot of people who, if they can't communicate with their parents and tell them everything, they have a hard time opening up. So it's like some parents, you need to be able to communicate with them. You need to be able to let your kids be heard. No, I'm not saying let your kid be disrespectful to you. No, I'm not saying let them be out of pocket, but I'm saying let them be heard. Let you listen, because all the things of this world that comes from that, it comes from your parents.
Yes.
Go ahead.
Speaking on like let them
Let them be heard, I think is
let them talk to you. Like me personally, I didn't really have nobody to talk to, so like I'm real. When I get my feelings or something, like I don't talk to nobody. I go like around somewhere else because I felt as a kid like I was never heard. I could never get my point across. Like it was always
Trying to be disrespectful.
Like I had to get a lecture. Like I always will never forget. Like I'll try to talk to somebody and they'll say like, "Oh, stay in the kids' place." Ever since then, I never talked to my mom. I don't even talk to her about my feelings. If I do, it's like very rare.
Right.
I try to keep my stuff to myself. Like, I like to be by myself.
Privacy.
But it sounds like that's how you, all of you, sounds like protect yourself.
Yeah.
Because I've been taught, and your parents are your first people,
Right.
and whoever, like parents, grandparents, like I've been taught that in order to feel safe, I need to be quiet or I need to keep it to myself. And that's huge. And as an adult, if you grow up into adulthood and don't fix that, then you're just always shutting people out, and that's horrible. Okay, so this conversation is amazing. I'm going to ask each of you one last question.
Okay.
You're about to go to high school.
Oh, Lord.
Oh, goodness. Okay.
I'm ready.
You're about to go to high school. All right, and I want you guys to think back to the first day of 8th grade. Ladies, not guys. I'm sorry, queens. Back to the first day of 8th grade. What do you wish? And we'll start over here. Okay, go around. What do you wish you would have either done differently, or what do you wish someone would have said to you?
Okay, first day of grade, I'm walking in. It wasn't really nothing. I feel like the first day of grade was pretty boring.
But like not that, but like what do you wish someone would have said? Like you're about to go into high school. Like what? Like
through the whole year, or like
yeah,
just
like
the beginning. Okay.
maybe the
I
whole
think
year.
somebody,
Like
I wish somebody could have told me, you would give us a lot of work.
Oh.
I wish someone had told me, like, just be yourself.
Yeah.
Don't force yourself into relationships and friendships. Like, you're about to leave. There's no point in trying to fight for friendship that you know that's gonna like go out the window as you leave. Just
be yourself.
Just chill.
Yeah.
Just vibe.
This topic though, like what I can say though, because of like from my school year last year, it was completely terrible. It was completely terrible for me. So I knew like with me, like what happened last year, it carried on with me. So I was like, okay, so as soon as when I walk in this building, like you don't have to talk to people. Only thing you need to focus on is your grades. That's exactly what I told myself before I walked through the door. So pretty much, yeah, I was pretty much quiet and stuff like that, and I pretty much didn't talk to nobody purposely because I didn't want to let friendships and stuff like that get in the way of what I needed to be done and what I needed and what I wanted.
Okay.
Something that I wish somebody would have told me is that not everybody your friend. Because I've learned so much that like I've taken so much and I've drained myself so much just to be with somebody because I feel like I had to have some human connection. But also you need to know that like sometimes you're better off by yourself. You don't need everybody with you. You don't need your whole crew because when you walking across that lake, not everybody know how to swim.
Oh, I
not walking. When you're swimming, like when you're going across the lake, not everybody know how to swim. Not everybody know how to get across the lake.
That took a turn to the Bible.
Yeah. I don't know, that's what I was thinking of. But anyway,
okay.
That's what I feel like I need to learn. I need to focus on because I've tried so hard to continue friendships that I knew that drained me, continue friendships that I knew that I shouldn't never continue. Continue friendships that I was like, okay, I'm gonna take this, but I know
this is what happens in class is one person starts laughing and then no one can stop. So welcome to school. Welcome to school.
Okay.
Lauren's gonna. Okay.
I wish we didn't. I mean,
if not everyone can swim.
Yeah.
The lake.
I wish that not everybody gonna be with you because. Oh yeah, that's what I was saying. I've taken so much in and something that I would never tolerate, but I tolerated it just so I could have friends. And now I'm at the end of the school year. It's like, I'm not finna talk to y'all. And I drain myself so much for these people. And it's to the point where like, girl, I'm finna cut you off. Like, it's like, just one thing I wish people told me is like, don't drain yourself to have friends. You already got your friends. Even if you don't have your friends at school, you always got some type of person that you know you can always have. So don't drain yourself to make friends, to try to fit into something because it's not worth it. At the end of the year, at the end of the day, you probably not going to talk to them anyway. Like, it's like so many people that I've tried to drain myself for, and y'all getting cut off. Like, after graduation, cutting ties.
You're done. You're done. You're done. All right, Alaina, what do you wish someone would have said?
For me personally, what I personally need to hear was don't take everything too personally. Like it was like it's not that serious. Nobody even thinking about you. And like when Ella said, just vibe. Like really just sit in your chair, do your work, and leave. And don't let your personal problems affect the people around you at school. Because I'm not gonna lie, it's been some days I come to school not in a good mood, and I'm pretty sure I throw everybody else off just because.
A lot of snaps for that.
Just because, no, for real, I probably did. Just because of my own personal problems. And like Lauren said, everybody's not going to be with you the whole time. So if you clearly see that somebody is not working to keep a relationship with both of y'all, don't worry too much about it because there's going to be plenty of people you meet in the world who not forever. And there's going to be plenty of people who are with you forever. But if somebody not willing to fight for that, why should you?
Right.
Exactly.
Just be yourself, chill. Don't take things too personal.
Okay. Okay, so I want to say, so in the beginning of the year, I was ready for every grade, high school and all that. But as I got toward the end, I got very scared, whatever. Anyways, I just want to say,
What do you wish someone would have told you?
okay, that like this year was like, I wish someone would tell me like this year was gonna be like a very, how can I say, hard year for you, because like last year, last year, 7th grade year, it was so easy. Like, I just felt the ease. I was like, okay, I'm ready for 8th grade, but I was scared. I got to 8th grade, I wasn't scared. But this year, like, mentally, physically, emotionally, being in school, being out of school, everything, like, every day was a hard day. Like, it wasn't a day in 8th grade wasn't hard. Like, every day was hard. Like, like it was, you couldn't escape it. You still, like, this is my last day. Still hard days.
It's like the longest day.
Literally.
Yes.
So like it's still hard. Yes. I just wish somebody would have said like this year is gonna be hard for you, but you just have to like persevere. And I also wish somebody would have told me like this year not gonna go your way, because I thought a lot of stuff is gonna go my way as far as high school, friendship, mental health, and a lot of stuff. And I'm like, and it didn't go my way. Only thing that did go my way was to get black shirt the whole year. So that's one thing that was a benefit for me. So, but that's it.
I have to agree with you on the black shirt thing.
Just want to hear your voice.
Yeah, one thing I wish somebody would have told me at the beginning of the school year though was self-effication. Like that is so key, because me, I would just sit there and struggle. I won't say anything, or if I feel some type of way about something, I would just sit there and let it happen, and I won't talk about it. I won't say anything. So if I come off you, You wondering where all this animosity is coming from, then yeah, that's from past. So so yeah, I wish somebody would have told me self-application is key. And yeah.
Well, okay, so we're just gonna vibe going forward.
Vibe.
If not everyone can swim, if you're going for a swim, you gotta let them go. 8th grade is just hard.
Yeah.
And don't take things so personal.
Oh, make sure you stay on top of your stuff for high school, because we waited. All of us waited so long.
But I think Miss Sawyer said to.
Okay, but everybody waited. I feel like everybody waited so long, and then it got to the end. We like, oh wait. Like it's getting to where like we really finna be freshmen on Friday. Like it's to the point where it's like it just moved fast.
It's so fast, so fast.
Oh my goodness, I just imagine.
Okay, we're gonna wrap it up before the class comes in. I loved having you ladies on, and I hope to. Oh man, I'd love to have you guys on again, but. Please be kind. If you can't be kind, ask for forgiveness and move on.